Hi everyone, I'm Ian Conn, welcome to the Free Speech Zone. Today I'd like to start with an analogy. It's fairly personal to me, this subject, but I think it should be more personal to more people. It's seeing as how it affects thousands of lives every year. I'll start with this analogy though. I want you to imagine you're in the desert. Now, how you got there isn't important. Car crash, broken down, whatever. Point is, you're in the desert. You're in a pretty remote spot. You're not on a road or anything, and it doesn't look good. You've got no water. You know you don't have very long out in these conditions with no water. And it's looking pretty grim. There's buzzards of some description. Now, through some sheer miracle, you manage to come across people who have more water than they need. Now, they know where the next water is. They've got camels or motorbikes or whatever it is that people have. But they have this very strange ritual. They have this strange belief. They can see you need water, but they don't think of water the way you or I do. Water's sacred to them. The water that they drink becomes a part of them. And it's not a consumable item. It's something that must be very personally gone and gotten from the appropriate source. It has to be consumed personally. It's me. It's part of me. And confused, you ask them anyway. Oh, guys, I'm gonna die out here. Can I just have a sip? Can I come with you? Is there anything I can do? And they're like, no, I'm sorry, not really. It's not we don't have any spare room for you on our vehicles or anything. And I tell you, we just couldn't give you this water. It's just not how we don't do that. That would be weird and disgusting. How dare you even ask? Go away from me. This is very confusing to the average person stuck in the desert. The average person stuck in the desert would expect anyone with excess water to give them that water without even having to be asked. Someone would come along and say, "You poor thirsty human, you poor wretched soul, you need this water. I'm fine, I can go another day. You need the water, you need it right now." Anyone would do this. But anyway, these people don't. These people decide that the best thing to do is when they've had just the amount of water they think they need, they tip the rest out in the desert. And you watch them do this. While you're sitting there dying of thirst in the sun, you watch them tip out the water that could save your life into the earth and have it become the earth. Sounds absurd, doesn't it? It sounds like, who would do that? What are you even talking about? I thought this was a free speech zone, not the whack job zone. No, the point is, we do this every single day. We do this with organs. We throw out hearts, lungs, kidneys, livers, pancreas. Is it pancreases? I don't know. Every single day, we throw them into the earth to be eaten by worms and bacteria to become the earth. I want you to think about what it might be like to languish in a hospital bed, turning yellow because your liver does not cut it anymore, or being hooked up to dialysis. I believe it's 3 times a day, for hours, every day, because all you need is a kidney. You don't need 2, you just need the 1. You don't even need a whole liver, you need I think it's 1/3 of a liver is all a person needs. But they throw them in the garbage. They throw them away. They take what could save your life. And it's not like there aren't hospitals waiting to do this. It's not like there isn't an industry waiting to take your money to do this. The point is, they throw them in the ground. Even people who have specified while they were living they wish to donate their organs. They've filled the form out, they've signed it with their license, whatever, however it's done for this individual. They've stipulated their wishes were to donate what they don't need anymore to save other lives. Then some bereaved relative has to be contacted moments after their poor loved one has died and asked this most ghoulish and horrible question. Can we have whatever? Now, this happened when I must have been 9 years old. I remember very, very clearly. my grandfather died. And when my nan woke up in the morning, didn't think much of it, but I do remember when she came back into the house to make the phone call to say that a man had died. And I remember overhearing that and not really wanting to get up. But when we all did get up, not long after the police and the ambulance and etc. had been, and she was just beside herself, she couldn't even think. The phone rang, and she answered it. And it was the people from whatever hospital organ donation department asking if they could take his corneas. Now he said yes, he was all organ donation on his license, A. But they had to ask, because a dead person is not a person. Their estate hasn't even gone through probate. There's this weird legal limbo. So they have to ask the next of kin. Now, she said no. I remember her screaming no and slamming down the phone. And I remember being upset that anyone would even ask such a question. She turned around straight away and just said they wanted his eyes. And what a horrible thing to think about. To take your loved one's eyes, the window to their soul, that part that you stare so much into, to take those from them. They've already agreed to this. They already said, take them. I don't need them. We're not Egyptians, ancient Egyptians. We don't believe that these body parts are going to come in handy a year or two from now down the road. So we better put them in some jars and just keep them with you. We'll keep them with you, otherwise, what could happen? Anything could happen. No. I think we've all fairly decided, even the religious among us, have decided that your organs don't count. If you go to heaven, as they might believe, that's some other part of you. You don't need to take your skin and hair and fingernails. You can just happily show up as a spirit. Now, even the Muslims and the Catholics are on board with this. They're cool with organ donation. They're absolutely cool with it. The only question some of them have is when brain death occurs. So if we're talking about it's a brain dead individual, can you kill them and harvest their organs? Okay, that is an ethical dilemma for another day. We're talking about people who have died recently, their organs are available, they've already said yes, and for some reason we let people languish in hospitals terminally. We let them die in hospitals and throw away that which could save their life. Organ donation needs to be binding. Once a person has said, yes, I wish to donate these organs, or all organs, or no organs. That's it. They said, the heart's up for grabs, the lungs are up for grabs, I've got a couple of people can live from my kidneys, we've got 3 people can live from my liver. I don't know what else they harvest and do now. Obviously 2 people could see again from my corneas. Take them. I don't need them. I am done with them. What kind of strange little weird kid in the playground takes all of the toys? That's what we're talking about. They're my toys. You get the hell away from my toys. You can't play with all those toys. Doesn't matter. Just make it binding. Genuinely. Lawmakers out there. What's the hold-up? Let's get onto this. More people can be saved. We're living longer, and we're pushing up against the limits of the good years. We're getting to the point where there are a lot of bad years getting tacked on at the end. Let's move that bar along. Let's give people that quality of life back. Let's not have them just sit in a hospital on dialysis until it all finally ends. Get them a kidney. Fix it. I hope you agree. If you agree, please share this, send it to any of your politician friends, send it to your local member is probably the best idea. I'm not sure if they click on YouTube links yet, but hey, soon enough they will. I'm Ian Con. This has been the Free Speech Zone.